Mizzy on Mac. HS on deck, no meds, my S bake off with gap. Yes.
Yo, such one for back of another reaction, fam. I've had 0 time. If you watch the story time, which a lot of you have, I can't lie. The video's doing alright. I'm not gonna lie. So like 1K in the last 24 hours. I don't think it's even been 24 hours. So thank you very much for the support on that one. But if you haven't seen that video, or if you have, then in that video I was saying how even that video for me to do it is like the only time I've really had in the last like week. Like I've just been very busy, haven't had any time. Even now, you see this durag's been on my head for a minute. I'm taking my hair out. Literally the moment I take the camera off, taking my hair out, gonna go wash it, then I'm getting it done in like an hour, and I'm getting it cut after that. I wanted to watch the PSG game with my boys. It's not happening today. So and then tomorrow I'm doing something else. So I really got no time to myself, man. So I'm recording when I can, but I actually can't like most of the time. Even streaming, like there's times where I wanna stream, but it's like 3 AM in the morning, and it's like the only time I get to actually play FIFA for a little bit. So I'll try and update you based on when I am streaming. When I play Ultimate Team on my own, I don't make any significant changes. I don't buy any new players or anything. Packs are still unopened. I want to leave content still there to stream. There's just no time at the moment, but when I do eventually stream, you'll see it on my Twitter, my Snapchat, my Instagram, my my YouTube. You'll see that everywhere, live on Twitch. There's no routine to it. My life doesn't have any routine at the moment. But little introduction out the way. I just needed to realign everyone because it's been a week since I uploaded. Like that's very uncharacteristic of me. Like we used to upload. There was one day I did like 22 videos in a day. If you watch those ones in 2020, you're still here now. You're an OG of the channel. But yeah, there's just been a lot of things to say, a lot of things to update you guys on. This isn't even like a normal reaction intro to me. It doesn't even feel like I'm filming a reaction, but we are, and that segues into the next thing. Obviously, you've seen the title. This isn't any old reaction. As I said, I don't have any time at the moment, but there's a certain group in London that I've always got time for, and their name's Harlem Spartans from Kennerton. I think that's SC17, I'm not too sure, don't quote me on that. But fam, point being, this is a huge occasion. Because remember back in the day, if you saw 4 men on a Harlem song, you just knew you had a classic on your hands, fam. Kennerton where it started, Blanco, Biss, Active, Miz. All you needed was 4 men from Harlem, and you knew even sometimes 3. Darling Pardon when it was Biss, I think Zico and Phineas. Call Me a Spartan had like 6 men on it. Flipping No Hook had 3. 21st Century Spartans had 3. Like, you don't even need that many. But anytime you got more than 2 Spartans in a song, it's a classic. But talking about classic and Harlem in the same sentence, and I'm aware this has been a very long intro, feel free to skip it. We have TG Millian, who I haven't seen in ages, because obviously he's been jail. Him and Miz went to jail at the same time. TG got 6, Miz got 3. So Miz came back out 2020, but TG, I believe, is still in jail. So I don't know how this one's gonna sound. I don't know if he's been freed. I haven't heard anything personally. Hopefully he has, because that's huge news in itself. It's weird when these sentences are handed out at the time. It feels like forever, but life goes on. I can't lie. Now life has gone on enough to a point where we're now around the time where TG is gonna be a free man. So I don't know who Herc300 is. I don't know who that is. Hercules 300 maybe. Obviously the link to Sparta being Greek. Hercules, Greek god of strength, I think. Active and Blanco, 2 of the names I want Kennerton where it started, are back for These Streets Are Hot. Long introduction finally done. If you watched it all, you're a goat. Without any further ado, let's get into this one. Disclaimer, blah 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 blah. Kennerton Station.
I can't be no judge. Defend them, I spoke blood. Convicted tug. These streets are hot. Spartan. These knees are washed. Man run every time that they see my soul. How can I call man up? These streets are hot. These knees are washed. Man run every time that they see my soul. How can I call man up? Convicted tug, judge. no judge. Who got put, that's none of my business. Who got shot? These streets are hot. These knees are washed. Man run every time that they see my soul. How can I call man up?
That reminds me, everything goes full circle. That reminds me of, now how can I call them ups? How can I call them ups? They run off and leave their friends for dead, more like a bunch of dogs from flipping YP's verse on Spot the Difference.
Convicted judge, I can't be no judge. Who got put, that's none of my business. Who got shot? Spartan, let me tell you what I mean in life. And I lie for the ones that I love. I still get signs from my dogs, them above. I miss them, for them I spill blood. He lied to him so much, he really believes that he's that tough.
It sounds weirdly mixed, like it doesn't sound too clear.
Man, to remind him in this thing, he's just a pup. Bare new youths involved in a war. I don't even know who I gotta look for. Street nigga, don't abide by law. Why do you think we're locked behind doors? Tryna put pagans in morgues. Down for the cause for sure. Started off beef 2 blocks, circle on both for the tap, got it mad. Got it some beef, some old school fans. Tryna bump into them old school man. And it started with us, not an old school gang. Kicking out old doors and flashback, same night. Got it, spot him, got him. Nearly turned him to a hashtag. Deep in the ends like Lola Street. On the curb on the strip concrete, but gone on the strip 5 days, not a week. And I hit myself, KP like streets. But got had a wash on a block in case they come like Vikings. Invade our space, do it like the English and chase them away. Freestyle now, boy, there's some no nut case.
Do it like the English and chase them away because of Brexit. EDO reference, fair enough.
These streets are hot. These knees are washed. Man run every time that they see my soul. How can I call man up? Convicted talk.
Decent start to the
Can't be
song.
no judge.
Kind of slow start, but decent start to the song.
Got put, that's none of my business. Who got shot? Convicted. If he stay by the Vauxhall bridges, road to the jail when he cut his nails. That man just fake acrylics. Man,
Vauxhall Bridges, that's yeah, that's in South. I've got a friend.
who got put, that's none of my business. Who got shot? Convicted. If he stay by the Vauxhall bridges, road to the jail when he cut his nails. That man just fake acrylics. Man, it's oxy action. Take that, stay right up.
Did a jaw and cut his nose, fake acrylics. Huh? Wait, what?
Who got put, that's none of my business. Who got shot? Convicted. If he stay by the Vauxhall bridges, road to the jail when he cut his nails. That man just fake acrylics. Man, it's oxy action. Take that, stay right out. It's not a smidget.
Flow.
Dizziness will stop my bro from throwing up and spinning. And signs ain't hearing a thing. Voices keep me singing.
Dizziness will stop my bro from throwing up the spinners. Obviously, when you feel dizzy on a night out, you probably drank a bit too much. And quite possibly, quite shortly after that, you're probably going to throw up. But you're saying dizziness ain't going to stop my bro from throwing up the spinners. Like, you're still going to throw it up hard. Fam, when you hear Blanco on a song, just expect to, like, be psychoanalyzing every line.
Action, take that, stay right out. It's not a smidget. Dizziness will stop my bro from throwing up and spinning. And signs ain't hearing a thing. Voices keep me singing. I seen a pain, I seen a shrink. Washing all these accolades, free skiing, I'm seeing them sing. You miss back.
He said, I ain't seen a shrink. That's like a therapist.
In a blink. Sign my life away in contract, but you won't see it in ink. Really hot in the field, then he hot show teeth like drills. 6 years in the can, now they can't give man a pill. But the flesh got cooking a beef. Need you to take that L. Run, don't think when you see me, dummy as hell.
Is this TG? I don't know which one is TG. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Telling the tell, bringing a bit, not done in a bell. Rip it and dig it, the bloody the smell. Stripping the mission, the 9 to fell. Same clutch, and he like to Dutch. Corner phone ringing like retail. A creed where no one tells for a time in the jail. These streets are hot.
I think that was him then. I think it was. I'm not too
Stripping
sure.
the mission, the 9 to fell. Same clutch, and he like to Dutch. Corner phone ringing like retail. A creed where no one tells for a time in the jail. These streets are hot.
I don't know.
These knees are washed. Man run every time that they see my soul. How can I call man up?
Blanco had the best verse.
Convicted talk, judge. I can't be no judge. Who got put, that's none of my business. Who got shot? These streets are hot. These knees are washed. Man run every time that they see my soul. How can I call man up? Convicted talk, judge. I can't be no judge. Who got put, that's none of my business. Who got shot?
It was alright. I can't lie. Probably not going down as one of the classic Harlem songs though. We'll see. Probably definitely needs another listen. But nah, I'd say the gap between Blanco's verse and the rest of the verses was disappointing. RIP everyone, man. Yeah, initial thoughts on that one there. Obviously with the return of TG Millian, a huge member of the Harlem Spartans, on my very first drill song I ever listened to, actually. Shout out my brother Anto. Fam, he put me onto Harlem Style by TG and Miz back in like 2016 when we were in like year 8 or something. Like, I've been listening to Harlem, fam, I can't lie. I think that was like the very first drill song I ever got put onto. It was Miz and TG. So yeah, from a personal perspective, it's it's nice to have such a throwback to my more youthful days. I'm still young, fam, I can't lie. I'm only 19 for at least another 10 weeks and I'm 20. Don't want to talk about it. Can't lie. Don't want to talk about it. But in all seriousness, with TG having been gone for a while, we saw with Miz, his voice changed when he came out. P, his voice changed when he came out. I don't know how different he sounds. I didn't know who was who, because then there's him, who I haven't heard in a while, and then there's also a new artist as well in Herc300, whose voice I'm yet to familiarize myself with. And obviously with the nature of the genre, everyone's bellied up, apart from the ones that are bait-faced, the few that are bait-faced. Lowski, Miz now, Blanco. I think Biz just went for bait-faced just before. So obviously in those situations, like, we know when it's Blanco, hence why I can confidently say Blanco had the best verse of the song, because I know when Blanco was rapping and it was the best verse of the song. But besides that, outside of that, I knew Active's verse because I recognized his voice, but then the other two I didn't know what I was gonna hear, so I don't know who was who. I'm more leaning towards TG being the last verse. That being said, it's still his first verse out in a very long time, but it was alright. It was alright. That being said, obviously it's been a while, but like, even when you're in jail, like, you're still like rapping. Obviously I've never been there, but like, we've seen enough jail freestyles to know that these men are still working on their craft whilst they're in there. So I don't know if you could use that as an excuse for dropping the ball, but like, everyone's got to dust off some rust when you first lace up the boots again. You gotta put a few challenges in before you realize what you're actually doing. So yeah, man, I'm sure over time he will get back to the levels we're more familiar with. But for now, I would say I'm not used to seeing such a gulfing difference between Blanco and TG. I don't know of a song where they were both on it together besides the Spartan tune with Mischief and K-Trap, which I believe everyone was on. Literally all of them were on that track. But apart from that, I don't think there's been an occasion where they rap together. So if they had, I can't imagine that gap would have been too big, but it would have been close, and TG could potentially have won it back in the day. If you look at Call Me a Spartan, actually comes to mind. They have got a song, and yeah, now in that song, 300, 294 for the 6 is locked in pen, and then yeah, now they want the same song then. Yeah, you can make up your mind in the comments who you think had the best verse on that song. But yeah, point being, their verses on that weren't that like far apart. Like who stepping and get the youths. Like that verse slapped and Blanco's verse slapped. But on this occasion, I wouldn't say TG's verse slapped. That being said, what I rate out of 10? Probably like a high 7.5 if I'm honest. Like, I'm sure Harlem got better tunes loading that are yet to be released, if I'm being like so honest. Like, them being my favourite doesn't exclude them from criticism. Like, I'm still gonna, if anything, the fact they are my favourite probably gives me the most like what's the word? Like, the most authority to heavily critique them, because I want better for my favourites. It's like if Gunna dropped a dead song, I would be the first to say, I can't lie, this song doesn't slap. I'm not one of those people that like blindly follows people. If Lewis Hamilton has a bad race, I'll say, I can't lie, it was stinking the place up. Singapore GP, I can't lie, but he was struggling to get past Science, he was really stinking the place up. Not his best weekend, but yeah, anyway, point being, same for Arsenal. If Arsenal don't play well, blah 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 blah. I haven't had to worry about that recently. Anyways, alright, let me go get my hair done. Let me go get my hair done. But for now, I'm not like intoxicated enough. I'm just happy with life. I can't lie. Just life's been going good lately. Literally just spoke to my mum before this. Gonna go see her tomorrow. So I'm just happy. I can't lie. I'm just happy. You know what it is? Like, since we're here, you know, I can't lie. Sometimes when I'm making videos, obviously it's always for you lot, but there's sometimes when I'm talking, I'm very aware of the fact that like it's with the intention of my future self seeing it. So like, right now, I want like 25-year-old Sarge with, will I be married at 25? I don't know. Depends on what happens these next 2 years, I can't lie. But no, 25-year-old Sarge with potentially a youth and a wife, not a baby mum. I'm never having a baby mum, I can't lie. I've seen too much negative PR about baby mums. I'm having a wife, one, and that's final. And yeah, couched up on the couch, bag of Doritos, tangy cheese, throwing on some throwback videos, sharing my son. Hey, this is what your dad was doing back in the day. Anyways, let me start off because now you good luck definitely think I'm friend, but I promise you I'm not. So yeah, anyways, let me start talking. Hey, I promise you I'm not friend. Anyways, I can't even speak, so now I'm the thing is I'm leaving this in the video. Anyway, so now I've been searching on for thank you. Hey! Can't speak. But now I've been searching on for I'll be back again with you.